Hello everyone, I'm back. I hope you are glad to see me again in my beauty. Yeah, I just got the beta invite for the Dreams Creators beta, and I thought I share this with all of you, and maybe it is a good idea to record myself with all the reactions I have with the game. I don't know if you can call it a game, but I'm very curious to see what it is, so let's start it. I also just saw on Twitter someone recreated the PT, the playable teaser of Silent Hills in Dreams. Streaming of the creator beta is not permitted. I'm not streaming. Hello? Is it okay to record it?
Hello! Hi, and welcome to the Dreams beta. We're super happy to have you here.
Last.
I know!
Last.
Just a quick reminder that the beta is under NDA, so no streaming or sharing or tweeting, but we would love to have your feedback on User Voice, and we've sent you a link in your email that'll show you how to sign up so that you can discuss Dreams with us online. And of course, stay tuned to our social channels. We have all the information about upcoming streams where we show you lots of cool stuff about Dreams.
And remember, this is a beta. That means it isn't finished yet. That's why you're here, to help us finish it. No doubt you will find some problems or something you don't understand. There's a lot in there to discover. You might even find things that we don't know about. So, you know, please be sure to tell us about your findings. But most of all, don't be scared to make something and publish it.
Silly things, anything.
Epic things.
Exactly.
This big.
Anything. Just don't be shy. Be weird.
Be ridiculous.
By all means, but don't be shy. Just get stuck in there, you know?
Publish it.
Yeah, so please, I beg you, make something. I dare you.
So we'll finish up by saying, welcome to the team. And between us, hopefully we can cross the finish line together as soon as possible and get Dreams out to the wide world.
Hey! Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. I'm not allowed
In the
to
beginning,
record it.
Nothing. Nothing at all.
Ah, shame.
Then, something. A hint of an idea. It could be anything. It could be
Controller's vibrating.
light, color, shapes, sounds, and most excitingly, life. Something to explore this macrocosm of possibilities and promise with. Fluffy little excitable balls of energy, newborn and just waiting to be nurtured and taken to the Dreamiverse. Choose an imp. This is just the beta litter. There will be lots more soon.
Ah, they're so cute. I think I'll take the blue one. Blue is my favorite color.
Good choice.
Of course.
Now, let's do a quick driving test with this thing before we get too ambitious. Let's get your imp centered. Hold your controller comfortably, pointing toward the middle of the screen. Press and hold the options button. Your imp will snap to the center. Do this whenever your imp wanders off and it will pop right back where you need it.
Ah. Okay.
Your
So you
controller has a
control...
built-in motion sensor, and you'll use it to move your imp around.
You
You
control
don't need
it
to
like
move
on the
controller
Switch.
a lot. Just keep your hands more or less where they are. Turn the controller a
here's the
little
center.
left and right. Tilt it slightly up and down. You see that ball of creative energy? Steer your imp onto it. Keep going till you've zapped them all.
Ha! Let's see how quick I am. So maybe
Great.
I can release the
Now
video
we're ready to
when
frolic in the Dreamiverse.
beta is
Let's
over.
go!
Whoa!
Eh? Where did all the magic go? Wait, what's that? Try pulling that loose brick. Use the very tip of your imp. Grab it and pull. Don't stop now. Keep going.
What the hell?
Oops! Naughty you!
Oh yes, I'm
And what's
naughty.
that? Go on, turn the handle. What could possibly go wrong? Aha! Open! Let's take a look inside.
What the
What's
hell?
this? More barriers? Easily cast aside with our newly sprouted imp.
Very creative.
It's a little darker in here than I expected. All of that energy must be in here somewhere. What's that down there?
Ah.
One, two, three. Dream.
We have light! That's a good start. Now, if only there was some way of exploring this place. Yes, now we're perambulating. Let's go hunt down that creative juice.
What the hell? This is very
How do we
good.
get to that door up there?
How do I do it?
Maybe we need to jump on something. Great
Aha.
work! Let's see if we can find where all that magic is hidden. Ooh, what's that down there? A plant of some kind. It looks thirsty.
Ah, the plants.
Something's happening. Wow! Isn't it amazing what a little nurturing can do?
Oh no! So right now it's some kind of jump and run. I feel like a bit like Little Big Planet.
Ah, here we are at last. Dreams. Your gateway to a universe of possibilities.
Wee 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 wee!
Welcome to your home space. It's your hideout, your den, and your place to show off. You'll find some prize bubbles hidden around the place containing stuff you can use to decorate your home space and make it more uniquely you. To track them down, possess that cone puppet and have a run around. Hover over... Aha! You found a prize bubble. Now you have an imp quest. Completing these wins you special prizes you can use in your home space or in create mode.
Let's get stamping.
To complete that quest, you need to do some stamping. Depossess the puppet and select the home space editor. Hover over the magnifying glass and press X to select it. This is where we keep all your prizes. New ones have a sticker so they're easy to spot. Select your shiny new thing with X. Some prizes are just for decoration. but some are useful. For getting to out-of-reach places, for example.
Okay, how can I... Okay, move the camera. So we have some staircases. Let's put them around the cylinder.
To get to the Dreamiverse, press the exit button in the top right corner, and then select the main menu button at the top of the next screen.
I need to get used to the controls. Come on. Yeah. It's not as easy as it looks. Come on, over there. Come on. So, a few more. But I'm getting used to it. Okay. And now... cancel? And now we repossess him. Or what do we do? Oh, look at that! I want to possess. How can we possess him? Can't we? I'm still in the menu? Ah, okay. Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. Geronimo! Whee! Okay, let's see what else we have.
As you journey through dreams, we'll keep an eye on what you like to do. After a while, we'll know what makes you special and assign you a persona. Whoever you are, your persona will help you find like-minded friends and collaborators in the Dreamiverse.
Okay.
Welcome to the heart of the Dreamiverse. On the left is Dream Surfing, which is where you'll go to find things to play, watch and listen to. On the right is Dream Shaping, where you'll go to create, remix, curate and also play tutorials. In the middle, you can check out your profile page.
Yes.
And at the bottom, you'll see Community Jam, which you can take part in as a player or a creator.
Okay, this is me. Customize my imp. Imp carousel, my imps. Can I do something? No. I think I need to find stuff to do that. Let's exit. My home. Customize imp. Go back. Let's go to Dream Shaping.
Before you start creating your own masterpieces, you'll need to learn some of the basics. Hit start to play an introductory tutorial. Ready to get creative? These tutorials will teach you all the basics you need to get you started. Each tutorial consists of a step-by-step video and an accompanying scene. You can watch the videos picture-in-picture while you edit the scene, or you can watch them full screen if you prefer.
What the heck have they created there?
Tutorials are all broken down into nicely digestible steps. That's what the numbers here represent. When you're ready to begin, Press the Start Tutorial button below.
Okay.
Welcome to the first Start Dreaming interactive tutorial. Play along, or just watch the video. It's up to you. Scenes are like levels in a game, or scenes in a movie. They're made up of elements. Elements are like the props, sets, music, effects, and the characters in a game or movie. Basically, anything that you can build inside a scene and save to the Dreamiverse. Scenes are connected together to form dreams, which are the games, movies, and experiences you'll find when you're dream surfing. But we're not here to dream surf. We're here to dream shape, or rather, to master dream shaping. When you're ready to power into edit mode, select the arrow button on the video to start the next step.
Okay.
You know we're in edit mode because the assembly menu is at the top of the screen. That's where you'll find all the tools you need to make scenes. The assembly menu is opened and closed by pressing the square button. You won't need it just yet, so go ahead and close it with square.
Okay.
Now, for something to do. Ah, yes. I'm in a bit of a sticky situation because our Dreamiverse explorer Connie got ticked off at me yesterday. She's gone off in a huff, and I want to apologise. Not to worry, Connie always leaves clues wherever she goes. Before we follow her mysterious clues, you'll need to learn how to move in scenes. Let's start by looking around. Right now, you can see a cloud with shapes on it in front of you. If you push the right stick left and right, you'll be able to look around the scene. Is there an orange cone around here? You found it! I think there's a blue cube around here somewhere too. See if you can find that one.
Yes.
Now try looking up with the right stick and find the pink pyramid. That's the one. Okay, let's turn back towards the shapes floating on the cloud. Connie's always doodling on things that are lying around. Move around the cloud using the left stick. Push it left and right to move sideways, and up and down to move forwards and backwards.
There's a rocket.
Remember that. Left stick to move, right stick to rotate your view. Easy. Can you see anything here that looks like a clue?
Yes.
Once you've got something, we can get on Connie's trail. If you want to re-watch this step, you can. Hover your imp over the buttons on the video to see what they do. Use the skip buttons to move between tutorial steps. Or just rewind 10 seconds if you miss something. Grab and move the video with your imp using R2,
So
if it gets in your way.
Interact with them.
You can also
They change
minimise the
colour.
video, or make the video full screen if you prefer. When the video is full screen, you can see more information about the steps. Once the video is finished, select the arrow icon to move on to the next step. Did you find that clue?
Yes.
It was on the back of one of those shapes, right?
Yes. How
Looks
do
a
you
bit
know?
like a rocket. A cryptic message from Connie. Why don't you look around with the right stick for any rocket-related mischief? Oh, look over there, on that cloud. Those shapes look a lot like the ones in Connie's clue. Go on, fly over there and check it out. Remember, pushing up on the left stick moves you forwards, and you can use the right stick to change direction. Once you reach the cloud, make sure you're looking right at the cylinder and the cone. When you're ready, move on to the next step.
But how do I... Realign? Ah. And now we have a rocket. Ah, it's not perfect. Ah, almost, almost. Oh, I'm
Think
too
back
far
to
ahead.
Connie's first clue. The cone was on top of the cylinder, right? But how can you move them? Well, in edit mode, you interact with everything using your imp. The very tip of your imp's pointy part. See how there's an icon in a circle there? That shows you what tool the imp is using. And since it's the arrows icon, the imp must be using the move tool. That's the default tool in edit mode, because editing a scene means moving things around a lot. Let's see the imp in action. First, grab the cone.
Yes.
Hover over it with your imp and hold the R2 button. Now your imp has it, use the motion sensor function to move it around. Try to put it on top of the cylinder, just like in the clue. Use the left stick to move the cone backwards and forwards. Objects in scenes can intersect and overlap, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Get it roughly into place, and I'll show you how to refine it later.
Mine is better. Mine is better.
Once you're done, you're ready for the next step.
Okay. Let's go to the next step.
That looks pretty good. At
Thank
least
you.
from this angle. Creating scenes in three-dimensional space means you should look at your creations from different angles. The easiest way to do that is with the grab cam. Instead of moving the objects you grab, grab cam moves your point of view around them. Try it out on the cone. Hover over it, then press and hold R1. Now
R1.
pushing the left and right sticks moves your point of view around the cone. Easy.
Wow.
Now you can get a proper look at it, check that the cone is on straight. So, not like mine.
Oh, it's
Let go
alright.
of R1 to stop using the grab cam. And use R2 to make any adjustments you need.
Maybe.
Here's a little secret. The harder you press R2, the more tightly you'll grab the cone. If you hold R2 lightly, you'll be able to move the cone slowly and have more control over it.
Wow.
Once you're happy the cone is straight, you can move on to the next step.
Okay, a bit over there. I think now it's perfect. Let's see with the grab cam. Yeah, looks alright. Okay, let's go to the next step.
Hey, look at that! Connie's second clue. It's a molecule. Wonder if there's another one of those around. Why don't you look around with the right stick? Ah, there's another molecule, over there on that cloud. Hot on Connie's trail. It'll take forever to
Where's
get
the
there
cloud?
using the left stick.
There.
Luckily, you can use the grab cam to get there quicker. Give it a try now. Hover your imp over that orange cube in the distance. Hold R1 to grab it with the grab cam. Then gently push up on the left stick to zoom right on over. Just keep holding R1 till you made it all the way to the cloud. See, I told you it was quicker.
Wow.
But there's an even faster way to zip around scenes. It's just like the grab cam, but you'll also need to hold the L1 button. You see, L1 is a very special button. You know how on a computer keyboard holding down Shift changes what the other keys do? Well, holding down L1 changes what the other buttons do.
Okay.
Maybe best if I show you. You see that rocket you built earlier? Hover your imp over it. Now hold L1 and then press R1, which is the grab cam button. You don't have to hold it or use the stick this time.
Ah.
Yo! Fast, huh? Try it out again on the return journey. Hover your imp over the orange cube. Hold L1, then press R1 to zoom right on over.
Yeah, okay.
Now that you know how to move around quickly, see if you can find Connie's next clue. Remember to use the grab cam to look around this cloud. Once you've got the clue, you can move on.
The clue. There. A trash can. Okay.
Did you find Connie's last clue? It was on the back of the orange cube. Not sure what it means. Can't see any other green trash cans around. Unless, of course, the trash can is the icon for the delete tool. Connie's so devious. She must want us to delete the orange cube. You can delete anything in edit mode using the triangle button.
Aha.
Just hover your imp over the cube, then press triangle. Hey, it's gone. We'll show Connie. Delete the orange sphere next. But if you change your mind or delete the wrong thing, you can press undo, which is the left directional button. And if you want to redo, just press the right directional button.
Nice.
You can undo and redo pretty much anything, not just deletions. Oh look! There was a clue hidden in the cube. An arrow. Must be another one like it nearby. Look around with the right stick and see if you can spot it. Once you've found it, you can move on to the next step. That was Connie's final clue, telling us where to go. The cloud was right above us. I know you're an expert in moving around with the left and right stick now, but I've got one more technique to show you. Remember how holding L1 changed what the grab cam did?
Yes.
Well, it can also change what the left stick does. Normally, it moves you backwards and forwards in the direction you're facing. But if you hold L1 at the same time, the left stick will make you move up and down instead. Try getting up to the last cloud that way. Position yourself so you're looking at the orange arrow that's pointing up. Now hold L1 and push up on the left stick. We have liftoff.
Whee!
Keep pushing the left stick until you reach the cloud. When you're ready, move on to the next step.
Very, very nicely done, I must say.
And here she is, Connie!
Let me guess.
Sorry
we
about
will
ticking you off before,
clone it.
Connie. Hopefully you can do something kind for her. Let's help her walk through the door and end this scene. But to do that, we're going to have to switch over to play mode.
Wait, this does look
Remember,
different.
right now you're in edit mode, which is where you create and edit your scenes. In play mode, you can experience the scene just like a player would if they'd found it in the Dreamiverse. You can't make any changes in play mode, but you can take control of characters and try out what you've made. Switch over to play mode now. Just press the options button on your controller. Hover over the controller icon with your imp, then press X to select it. To control a puppet in a scene, you first need to possess them with R2. So do that with Connie now, and walk through the door with her to finish the tutorial. Looks like the door's too high. There's more to Connie than meets the eye though. She might be able to reach if you make her jump by pressing X.
Oh.
I remember now. She's mad because I always forget to put the steps in. Better head back into edit mode. To switch back to edit mode, just press options again.
Reminds me a bit
then select
of
the pencil icon.
this cut it out snippet together.
Did you see those stairs on the cloud below us?
Cut it together.
Those might come in handy now.
You know the
so
Switch
strafe
game?
down to them with L1 and the left stick.
When I possess the cone, it looks like
If you've
this.
deleted the stairs, you can use undo by pressing the left directional button. Just keep pressing it until the stairs come back. Okay, press and hold R2 to grab them. And without letting go, Hold L1 and use the left stick to strafe back up to Connie. Now place the stairs in front of the door and let go of R2. There, that should do it. It's back to play mode now. Remember, press Options, then select the controller icon with X. You'll be switching back and forth between edit and play mode a lot when you're creating your own scenes. It's a great way to test out your scenes, making sure they look and work just how you want them to. Okay,
Alright.
I think we can get Connie to the next tutorial now. All we need to do is walk Connie through the door. Possess Connie with R2 and climb up the stairs.
The cone is Connie.
Once you walk through the door, this tutorial will be over.
Oh no. Bye bye. Okay, we'll continue.
High five! You completed your first imp quest.
Use rewards. Return to home space. There's more tutorials.
Here you'll learn all
First
about how
tutorial.
to use the creation tools to shape your own dreams, scenes and elements. Each set of tutorials contains multiple lessons, represented by the numbers below each one. The Tutorials tab is where you'll find and search for all the individual tutorials, while the In Progress tab is where you'll continue ones you've already started.
What they put into this game. Okay, let's do this.
Welcome to the second Start Dreaming tutorial.
Oh my god.
Now that you've got the hang of moving things around in edit mode, you can master manipulating objects. Just as well, because Connie's friend Cuthbert fell asleep in the Dreamiverse and got stranded. We need to fix those platforms if she's going to reach the flag and get to Cuthbert. Before we start, you can switch to play mode to see how a player would experience this scene. You'll always need to test things out in play mode while dream shaping.
Okay, then let's test.
So it's a good habit to get into. Press the Options button. Then select the controller icon with X. Once you're in play mode, take control of Connie with R2 and we'll see how far she can go.
Not very far.
Start by jumping over to the first platform. Ouch! Looks like it's too far for Connie. Move that first platform closer. To do that, head back into edit mode. So open the Options menu and select the button with the pencil icon. Once you're in edit mode, move on to the next step.
Oh, sorry, I'm too far ahead.
We have to do something about these platforms if Connie's going to reach the other side. First, let's get a good look at them. Move your view side onto Connie and the first pink platform. Don't forget, you can hold L1 while using the left stick to strafe up and down. See the dotted outlines? That's where the platforms should be. So let's put them in place with the Move tool. The imp has this equipped by default. To move things, hover the tip of your imp over them and press and hold R2. Move where you want it and release R2. Try it now with the pink platform. Grab it with R2, slide it over so it lines up with the pink outlines, and release R2. You can get a slower, more precise movement if you hold R2 softly. Use the left stick to move the platforms backwards, forwards, left and right. And if you need to try again, just undo your move by pressing the left directional button.
I'm sorry, I'm too fast.
When the platform is in the right spot, you're ready for the next step.
I'm a quick learner. Okay.
Now the first platform is in position. Let's test it out. open the options menu and select play mode with X. Connie's on the starting platform, ready for another try. Take control of her with R2 and see if she can jump over the gap now. Hope she made it this time. If not, you can always go back and edit things again. In fact, let's try doing that now and see what happens. Select edit mode from the options menu. And look at that! Connie isn't in her starting place anymore. That's because time passes when you're in play mode, and the scene doesn't rewind automatically when you return to edit mode. Instead, things will be frozen in the state you left them when you were playing. Always keep this in mind when switching modes. But you can easily rewind things. Just press L3 by clicking the left stick on your controller, and everything will rewind back to the beginning. Doing
Okay, let's try it.
this won't reset any changes you made in edit mode. See? Connie is back to her starting position, but the platform remains where you moved it. Try to get into the habit of rewinding scenes after you play them. That way you'll avoid any problems. There are times
Okay, let's rewind.
when it's useful to leave things as they are after playing, but when in doubt, rewind.
Okay.
Alright, if your platform is in the right place and you've had a successful test run with Connie, you can move on to the next step. Let's sort out the next platform now. It's the blue one that's lying on its side.
We need to rotate it.
Before you can match it up with the outline, you'll need to stand it upright. So, you'll have to rotate it first. You can rotate objects in edit mode by grabbing them with L2. That's right, we won't be using R2 this time. When you grab things with L2, using the motion sensor function and the control sticks will rotate them instead of moving them around the scene. Give it a go now. Hover over the blue platform, then press and hold L2.
Why
Now
is he
you can
sometimes
rotate
getting
it by
louder and
tilting your
quieter?
controller, which is a great way of making smaller adjustments. You can also rotate it fully by using the left and right sticks while holding L2. The platform will rotate in different directions depending on how you push the sticks. The motion sensor function is disabled when you do this,
Okay.
so you don't have to worry about tilting your controller. If you want to reactivate the motion sensor function, just let go of the shape and grab it again with L2. Bear in mind that your IMP's tip is at the centre point of the rotation, so you can grab the platform at different points and see how it affects the rotation. All that rotating has made a bit of a mess. So let's undo all that with the left directional button and start again.
Wait.
Grab and hold L2 over the platform and try to rotate it into a vertical position. Once you have it more or less upright, you can let go of L2. And this time, grab the platform with R2 so you can move it into the matching blue outline. Remember, holding R2 more softly will let you move the platform with more precision.
Okay.
And if you're feeling really adventurous, you can try rotating it with the touchpad too. That's quite a lot of buttons to remember, isn't it? Well, if you ever forget what to press, just look at the prompts around your IMP. Or select the mode icon in the top left of the screen with X. They'll tell you what buttons you can use in any situation. Practice rotating things with L2 until you're comfortable, then move on to the next step.
Okay.
Now that you know how to rotate objects, here's a useful tip. When you rotate something by hand, like this platform, it might end up a little wonky. But there's a really simple way of fixing that. You can realign objects by grabbing them with L2 or R2 and then pressing triangle. This will snap the angle of whatever shape you're grabbing to the nearest right angle. Make sure you're grabbing an object before you press triangle though, or you might end up deleting it.
Yes.
If you do delete something by accident, remember you can undo that by pressing the left directional button. Once you're happy with the position and alignment of the blue platform, you should switch over to play mode and test it out.
Okay. Let's test it out.
So, select the controller icon in the options menu and possess Connie to see how far she can get. You're almost there now. Just need to switch back to edit mode and fix that final platform. Remember to rewind with L3 to reset the scene, and we can go on to the next step.
Okay, next step.
Now it's just us and the orange platform. But, it looks a bit small compared to the others. I'm not sure Connie will be able to use it, no matter how much you rotate it.
It's too small.
Let's start to make objects bigger, or as we dream shapers say, scale them up. Scale objects up or down by using the up and down directional buttons. Try hovering over the orange platform now, and hold the up directional button to make it bigger. The orange square on the floor tells you what size the platform's base needs to be. It's also a good idea to get the top of the platform level with all the others. Remember how the imp was the centre point of a rotation earlier? Well, here its position determines where the object scales from. Try hovering over the platform in different places and see how that affects the scaling. And if it gets too tall, you can just hold the down button to shrink it. Now that you know how to move, rotate and scale things, you should be able to get the orange platform into its matching frame at the right height. Alright, when everything is where it should be, go into play mode and see if Connie can reach the flag.
Okay, let's reach the flag.
Once Connie reaches the flag, head into edit mode again and go to the next step. Connie and Cuthbert have been reunited, but now they've got to find a way out before Cuthbert falls asleep again. So let's learn how to add a door. Go to the assembly menu, which is the row of buttons at the top of the screen. The assembly menu disappears when you're busy working on a scene, to make sure it doesn't get in the way. So if you can't see it, just press square to open it. Here you'll find all the assembly tools and gadgets. It's also where the search button lives, the one with the magnifying glass. Select it with X now. The search button takes you to the Dreamiverse, where you'll find all the things created by dreamers from around the world. But for this tutorial, I've selected a collection of elements that you can use in this scene. Let's see if we can find a door in the Start Dreaming collection. Select it with X. So, what elements do we have in the Start Dreaming collection? Look around.
And you can save it yourself.
There it is, a door.
So you got
Select
a collection
it with X
of
now.
stuff.
And now that your imp has it, you can scale it with the up and down buttons. Or rotate it with L2 or the touchpad. See the outline at the top of the final platform? That's where the door needs to go. Use R2 or X to stamp it into place. You should know this isn't just any door, it's a very special one. Because of the animation and logic built into it, it will magically open when Connie goes near it. Notice how your imp still has a door even after you've stamped it down. That's what happens with elements from the Dreamiverse. That way you can place as many as you need in a scene. We only need one door in this one though, so you can remove the door element from your imp by pressing circle. The circle button removes whatever tool, gadget or element your imp has equipped, replacing it with the move tool. Well, I think we're done here. Nice work completing the scene for Connie. It doesn't mean you have to stop though. If you're feeling creative, why not come up with different ways for Connie to get across the platforms, using more elements from the collection? Just delete the old platforms with the triangle button and build your own. Remember to test your creations in play mode to make sure they work, and rewind the scene each time you return to edit mode. All that's left now is to switch to play mode and wander Connie straight through the door to end this tutorial.
So we make some kind of bridges. Let's try it. Ha! Marjana, not perfectly aligned, but that's alright. So let's go to play mode. Wait. First I need to test it. Wee! Okay. I come with you. Okay, let's make part 3. Want to create objects and platforms a little quicker? Go faster by mastering cloning. Flip objects and have some fun with repeat cloning. Okay.
Now you know how to grab, rotate and scale objects. I think it's time I showed you how to clone things. It'll come in useful now that Cuthbert seems to have got himself stuck again.
Oh no.
If I can get Connie to help, we can use the clone tool to rescue him. With this tool, you can make exact copies of anything in the scene, which makes it one of the most useful tools in a Dreamshaper's toolbox. You'll also get a chance to practice all the other tools that you've learned so far. If we get Connie off this platform, maybe she'll help us out. Let's use the clone tool on this one small block to create a bridge. Remember how we used the L1 button to modify how the grab cam and the left stick work? Well, it can also change how the grab button works. Hover over the floating block with your imp and hold L1. Now grab the block with R2. And remember that if you press it gently, you can move it more slowly. And now you have another block. That's because grabbing things while holding L1 creates a clone of that object. Once you've created the clone, you can release L1, but don't let go of R2 until you want to place it in the scene. When you've found the right spot, release R2 to put it down. You can treat a cloned object just like you would any other element. You can move it with R2, rotate it with L2, and scale it up and down with the directional buttons. And of course, anything you do to the block can be undone with the left directional button. You can even clone the cloned block. So let's do that next. Hover over it, hold L1, and press and hold R2. You can either use the clone tool to build a bridge between the first two platforms, or you can create floating blocks for Connie to jump on.
I like a bridge.
All that matters is that she can get to the next platform, so make sure you test your work in play mode.
I know
Connie
it
can get
works.
across, go back to edit mode, rewind the scene with L3, and move on to the next step. Getting Connie to that third platform looks easy enough. There's half of an arched bridge between them, so we can just clone this block to finish it off. OK then, hold L1 and grab the block with R2 to clone it. Let go of L1 to stop cloning. Then place the clone by releasing R2 to complete the bridge.
Whoa.
That doesn't look quite right. Might need to try something different here. Why don't we rotate the clone by holding L2 over it, then push the right stick sideways? Well, it's better, but now the designs don't match. We should probably undo everything with the left button and start again. This time, we'll make the arches match up by flipping the clone. Here's how you flip objects. First, hover over the arch and hold L1. Then gently grab the arch with R2 to create a clone. Remember, release L1 once you've made the clone. You have to release it so the next part works. Here comes the cool part. While still holding the arch, click the L3 button on your controller to flip the arch horizontally. That's all there is to it. Now you try. Hold L1. Gently grab the arch with R2 to clone it. Release L1 and finally flip the arch horizontally by clicking L3. And don't forget that you can realign the clone while you're holding it by pressing triangle. Now let's see what happens if you click R3. Nice! The arch is flipped vertically instead. We should probably line it up with the first arch now and release R2 to place it down. We probably should have flipped it back first. No problem. I'll just grab it with R2 and flip it again with R3. Time to switch over to play mode and see how things are working. If Connie can get across the bridge to the third platform, you're ready to move on. But first, return to edit mode and rewind the scene. OK, Connie, we've almost made it to the door. But Connie's going to have to go across and up now. Good thing you already know how to make clones, because we're going to need them. So hold L1 and grab the block with R2 to clone it. Now place that clone a little higher than the original, and you know what? There's a better way. So let's undo that with the left directional button. We're going to try a new technique called repeat cloning.
Oh yes.
I bet you can already guess what it does. That's right, it lets you make lots of clones at once. Let's give it a go. Hover over the block again, hold L1 and gently press and hold R2. Release L1 once you've made the clone and move the block up and along. Don't put it down yet though. This is where you become a cloning expert. Without letting go of the first clone, press the right directional button to create a second one. And you guessed it, another press will create a third one. In fact, you can just keep pressing right to create more and more clones in a sequence.
Awesome.
And if you make too many, no problem. Just press left to remove any clones you don't want. As you can see, all the clones are spaced evenly, and you can move the whole sequence by simply moving the clone that's on your imp. If you move the clone up, you can create a staircase. As always, put it down by releasing R2. Once the clones are in place, they won't be in a sequence anymore. You'll have to edit each block individually. See the dotted line around them? That's a selection. When you put repeat clones down, they're always selected automatically. That means you can move them as a group.
Let's try it
If you
again.
only want to move one block, you can deselect the objects by pressing the circle button. There's a whole tutorial on selecting and grouping objects if you want to find out more. Move on to the next step when you're ready.
Okay, and deselect. Deselect all. Okay, that's good enough.
Let's get back to the staircase. It's looking pretty good, but I have one more thing to show you before you move on. Let's get rid of all the clones we've made by pressing the left button a few times. You'll notice all the repeated clones are undone together. Now hover over the first block, hold L1, then grab it to create a new clone. Remember to release L1 once you've made the clone, otherwise the next bit won't work. This time, move the block where you want the last step of the staircase to be. There, right in front of the door. Don't let go of R2 yet though. Instead, press the left directional button and look at that. You've created a sequence of clones between your imp and the original block.
Ah.
You can keep pressing left to create more steps, or right to remove them. Once you're happy with your staircase, let go of R2 to place it in the scene. You can create incredible shapes with repeat cloning, so feel free to experiment. How you position the first clone will affect all the repeated clones. Rotating the clones, for example, will let you build ramps and spirals. And if you scale the clone with the up button, you can create a sequence that increases in size. So try different approaches and see what you can come up with. If the path is clear for Connie, switch over to play mode to test the scene. Get Connie to the final platform and then get her to open the door for Cuthbert. If you feel like you've mastered cloning and flipping, walk Connie through the door to complete the tutorial. Good work, Connie.
Awesome. And resize. What the? Ah! Whoa, 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 whoa. I think I overdid it. Okay, now I'm completely out of sync. What did I do? Wait, let's try this again. So we copy it. Now rotate it a bit, resize it a bit, and now we add the clones. And a bit resizing. Ah, awesome. And you can make a curvature. Okay, let's do it like this. You can build pretty stuff with this. Okay, let's play it. Doop-de-doo, Connie. Connie is going to Hubert. Hubert, I'm coming. Woo. Ah, he's happy. Come with me in the elevator. Yeah, of course. Darling. Okay, now the last part. This will be enough for this video. So, let's see. Start Dreaming, part 4 of 4. Scenes with a lot of ambition often need an easy way of organizing them. This final part of the basics is about selecting multiple objects and turning them into a group. You'll also get to do some more repeat cloning. Wow.
Welcome to part 4 of our Start Dreaming tutorials. This time round, I'll show you how to select and group your creations,
save you.
as well as how to scope in and out of groups. Ah, I see Cuthbert has managed to get himself stranded again.
Cuthbert, not you.
Connie, how do you put up with him? What a silly cube.
What a silly cube.
Well, with Connie's help, we can get him out. And at least someone left behind a block for us to use. Remember how to repeat clone blocks to create a bridge? Well, let's do that again. Move your view side on to the block and the gap. Hold L1, then gently grab the block with R2. Move it with the motion sensor function to create a clone.
Yeah, already done.
Just like last time, let go of L1 while still holding R2. Then press the directional buttons to make more clones. If you rotate the first block a little before you clone it, you can make an arch. Use L2 to make the first block angle up slightly. Then make the clone angle down. Press the left directional button to repeat clone, and the clones will line up to make an arch. Amazing, right? Let's quickly test that in play mode. Looks great. Switch back to edit mode, rewind the scene, and go to the next step of the tutorial.
Let's try this. Okay, clone. And now rotate it. How do we rotate it? Oh, let's do it like this. Not what I intended. But it looks nice.
You probably noticed that all the blocks, the original one as well as its clones, were all selected automatically after cloning. You can tell when things are selected because they have an animated dashed outline. But after switching back and forth between play and edit modes, everything was deselected. So, let's select them again. All you have to do is hover your imp over one of the blocks and press X. There's the outline again. Now do the same to the rest until the whole bridge is selected. See how each block has its own outline, with a double line where they meet.
I can't
That's because they're still individual elements. You can deselect them one at a time with X, but it's much quicker if you deselect them all at once with circle. Give it a try. There's also a faster way of selecting multiple objects. Just select one as
fingers
before,
on the touchpad.
but this time, keep X held down. Now move your imp to select the others. Better than selecting them one at a time, right? So much faster. The great thing about having multiple objects selected is that you can manipulate them as if they were one object. For example, if all the blocks are selected, you can clone the bridge sideways to create a double bridge. Plenty of room for Connie to cross it without falling off the edge. Try it out in play mode. Once Connie's across the gap, go back to edit mode and move on to the next step.
Now we can clone them too. Nice. Not bad, not bad.
You know, this bridge would be really useful to help Connie cross to the next platform. Use X to select all the blocks again. If we're going to use this bridge a lot, we can make it into a group. That way it will behave like a single element, and you won't have to keep selecting all the blocks. Notice the menu that appears at the side of the screen when you have one or more objects selected? That's a context menu, which means all the options it gives you will depend on the situation you're in. In this case, all the options are about selected objects. Look for the plus sign, which is the icon for the group button. The number next to it tells you
If you need something in the group to be movable, separate from the rest in play mode, just set it to movable. It will still move as one with its group in edit mode. Gadgets are hidden when they are in a group, but visible when you scope in to the group. Nested groups can be created by grouping more than one group
how many
together.
objects you have selected. You can use this button now to turn all of those blocks into a group. Ta-da! The bridge is now a single element.
Hey!
You can tell because it has one outline around it, instead of one around each block. And if you look over at the context menu, you'll see the group button now says ungroup, in case you ever need to undo a grouping. But we still need it to help Connie now. So let's clone this bridge and place it between the second and third platforms. Just like before, hold L1 and grab the bridge with R2 to clone it, remembering to let go of L1 as always. We don't need to test the bridge to see it's not going to get Connie to the third platform. But don't worry, we'll fix that in the next step when you're ready to move on.
Okay. How do we fix that?
Our bridge needs a little work if it's going to reach the next platform, which is the perfect opportunity to learn a new technique, scoping in. Scoping in means you can jump into a group and edit its contents individually without having to ungroup it first. And since you can only edit things inside the group, you don't have to worry about messing up anything outside it. Let's give it a try now. Select the bridge with X if it isn't already. Then, see the Scope In button near the bottom of the context menu. Ah, it's showing you a shortcut for it. L1 and X. So, hover over the bridge group, hold L1 and press X. And now you're scoped in. We can now edit all the parts as if it wasn't a group. If you really want to focus on just the group, you can hide everything else in the scene. Just select the eye icon in the context menu to hide and unhide the rest of the scene. There's also a Scope Out button in the top right corner. This is how you exit groups. Try scoping out now. Select the button with X, or use the shortcuts L1 and circle.
Whee!
That's it. Now scope back in again so we can fix the bridge. Just hover over it, hold L1 and press X. I think what Connie needs to reach the next platform is a staircase, so use the Move and Clone tools to create a new one. Once you've built the staircase, test it in play mode to make sure Connie can make it across. When you're happy with it, switch back to edit mode, rewind the scene and move on to the final step of the tutorial.
Okay.
Have you created a wonderful staircase? I'm sure you have. Connie just needs a little more help before she can save poor old Cuthbert from himself.
Why is he so quiet sometimes?
Luckily, you can now simply clone your staircase group to reach the final platform. Use the clone shortcut L1 and R2 to copy the staircase group to the last platform. Don't forget to let go of L1 once the clone has been created. That's how handy groups are. If you select the group, you'll even see in the context menu a button to save the group as a new element. Saving a group as an element means you have it to use in other scenes or to share in the Dreamiverse. Now that you've mastered selecting and grouping, I'll leave you with a thought to ponder. Did you know you can also make a group inside a group? With that, I will let you experiment. Once you're happy you've mastered selecting, grouping and scoping, you have just one thing left to do. Go into play mode and take Connie and Cuthbert to the exit.
What? How do we save it?
Cuthbert to the exit. And grouping. Saving a group as an element means you have it to use in other scenes or to share in the Dreamiverse. Now that you've mastered selecting and grouping, I'll leave you with a thought to ponder. Did you know you can also make a group inside a group? With that, I will let you experiment.
Okay.
Once you're happy you've mastered selecting, grouping and scoping, you have just one thing left to do. Go into play mode and take Connie and Cuthbert to the exit.
A bit with a curvature, but it's okay. It will work. Hey, Cuthbert. Ah, he's happy. Ah. I get in the elevator with you. So, I hope you liked this little video. A little insight on Dreams. Let's see, maybe we get something. Home Space Editor. New. What is new? Ah, we get some new items. Wow. Nice, nice, nice. Let's go in the possess mode. This is the style. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Where can I wave? Where can I wave? I can't wave. Oh no. I'm lost. Oh no. And yeah, I'll see you next time. I think with a Dragon Quest Builders video. Or I don't know when I will publish this video because it's got an NDA. What is it called? Disclosure agreement. But maybe I can show you the video once this is over. So I hope you enjoyed the video. So see you again soon. So bye. Bye. Wee 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 wee. Still finding your way in the Dreamiverse, so we can't assign your persona yet. We should have a better idea of who you are by level 5. My preferences. Well, control display. Show prompts, yes. All top menu, yes. Okay, let's exit. said. Come on, come on.